Hi, this is Ikenke from Blue Steel Auto School. I just wanted to share a few pointers with you on how to stay cool and calm during your test as much as possible. Obviously, it's a big moment for a lot of people. A lot of people might have things riding on it. They might be leaving the country. I've had situations like that where people are moving, and where they're moving to, they need to be able to drive. And it's easier to get their license here and then transfer it than to try to, go to another country and start the process. So, unfortunately, sometimes people find out last minute, or they wait to the last minute, and then they end up having to, try to rush and do the road test, and then they end up having to put a lot of pressure on themselves, because now it's like do or die. Either I do this now, or I'm gonna have a lot of trouble, going forward. And anytime you put yourself in a situation where you end up putting more pressure on yourself than is necessary, it's gonna make you nervous. So I would try to say, whenever possible, avoid those situations. Some people are doing it for a job. They've been promised a position or a promotion, but one of the criteria is you need to have your license. And so now they're rushing. There might be a deadline as to when they can submit the application or when they need to get their license by, and now they're rushing to try to get their license so they can get this job. That makes it difficult, right? When you put that kind of pressure on yourself, it's, most people would clam up. Not everybody can be, Michael Jordan or Tom Brady, right? And make clutch plays when the pressure is at the highest, right? Sometimes people fold under pressure. So I would say don't put undue pressure on yourself. Be informed, understand what they're expecting of you, be prepared, right? And practice. Steph Curry doesn't just get up and go to the game and shoot game-winning threes. He's probably shot millions of threes, going back to before he became an NBA player, when he was dreaming of becoming an NBA player. Even now, in between games, practice, and practice the right thing, right? Unfortunately, some people that have experience doing the wrong thing, and that can cause a problem. So again, you have to know what it is that they're expecting of you and practice those things. Don't practice to do the things that they don't want. That doesn't make sense, right? And then when the test comes, you just have to stay calm. And I know some people say, oh, that's easier said than done, but just trust. As long as you put the work in, just like if you have a presentation or something at work or at school, as long as you know what you're talking about. Most people get a little nervous talking in front of a big crowd, or in front of people that are grading them, or somebody like your boss or something like that. But once you get into it, if you know what you're talking about, then the nerves will go away. If you don't know what you're talking about and you're trying to BS your way through the whole thing, that's when the nerves become a factor, right? So it's natural to be nervous to a certain extent, but you don't want the nerves to consume you. You have to control the nerves. Remember, nervousness is a cousin to excitement. So try to switch it into excitement instead of nervousness, right? And just focus, right? Just understand, okay, I've done my due diligence, I've done my preparation, I know what I'm doing. Now all you gotta do is show them that you know what you're doing, right? So just, I mean, it kind of sounds cliche, and I know people that suffer from anxiety get annoyed when you tell them just relax, but that's what it boils down to. Don't let your imagination run away with you, and don't become irrational. Some people get so anxious they start just making up things. Like, what if an asteroid falls from the sky right now? Well, the chances of that are slim to none at the moment. I mean, of course, until it happens, but it hasn't happened for a long time. So chances are it's not going to happen. So you can't just let your mind wander and always, jump to the worst case scenario. Oh, what if? Just stay calm, stay focused, deal with what's in front of you, and just do one step at a time. One thing at a time. Pay attention to what they're asking you to do. Pay attention to your surroundings, and just do everything one step at a time. If you're turning, focus on the turn. Don't worry about parking. A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on parking, but when you're driving, you actually do a lot more turns than parking. If you're on your test, you do a lot more turns than parking. So you have a lot more opportunity to screw up. You do an average of 6 turns. It's not exact, but an average of 6 turns, right? So if you make 5 wonderful turns and then one turn goes foobar and you end up on the wrong side of the road or too close to a car, you don't stop for a pedestrian or something like that, you just failed your test, right? So you don't want to put too much emphasis on one particular thing. You just take it as it comes, break everything down one step at a time, and before you know it, you're done. The test is only 10 to 15 minutes, right? It's not hours, right? It's not days. It's not 2 minutes either, right? So it's not like you just do 2 minutes and it's over. 10 to 15 minutes, if you can just focus and just do A, B, C, D, E for 10 minutes, then you're good, right? So that's all you need to know, is just to prepare, stay rational, and just go out and do your thing. Alright, so hopefully that will help you just relax yourself before the test and just trust in your preparation, right? So, please like, comment. We like to have your comments. Ask for notifications and subscribe, and you'll know when the next video is coming. Alright, Ikenke signing off. Blue Steel Auto School. Take care. Oh, and one more thing. This is sometimes overlooked and taken for granted, but know how to start the car and know how to use the gears.